Johnson, the owner, who runs through coaches, listen to the word he uses when asked about all the moves.
We want to bring a lot of change this week. You just have to go with your instinct and what's the best thing to build a team, and build a winning team, and most importantly, build a culture.
Are you still optimistic that this season is salvageable?
We're gonna kick. You can add the words after that. No, we're gonna do really well.
We want to bring a lot of change. That's all the Jets are, is change. He thinks change will create culture. The opposite is true. Repetition, not a need to win every day on the internet. The winningest franchise in New York, and it's not close, is the New York Yankees. And the Steinbrenners have owned them, the family, since the early 70s. And Brian Cashman has been the GM, and all the noise on the interweb and talk radio in New York has fired Brian Cashman, longest tenured Yankee GM ever, 98 until today. Aaron Boone, you want him fired after every losing streak. Year 7 as a manager. Even Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge have been the power hitters for the last 7-8 years. Garrett Cole, new guy. Not really. He's been their ace for 5 years. I mean, they'll occasionally bring on a flashy star, Jazz Chisholm or Juan Soto. But the Yankees are about culture and stability, not needing to win every single weekend. I mean, the Jets, had they beaten, Robert Saleh got fired, had he won Monday night, and I think they would have won with him as a coach because the defense wasn't good, they'd have been in first place. Woody Johnson thinks the answer is change. God. I mean, look at the Dodgers. Dave Roberts on our show today. 9 seasons. Dodgers fans constantly complaining about him. But Mark Walter, the owner, 9 years. Andrew Friedman, the GM, 9 years. Clayton Kershaw, forever. I mean, they'll go buy new players. Lon Rosen's been around the organization as a vice president forever. Same voices, same people, same intellect, same strategy, year after year after year. And Woody Johnson wants change. So he fires his best coach on the staff, and what do you know? The defense has leaks. Change is not the answer. I mean, it'd be one thing if the Jets were hopeless, but they're the best 2-4 team in the league. Their defensive personnel is excellent. They have a running back who's a star. They finally used him. Aaron's talented. Change is not what poorly run franchises, that's always the answer. But you know franchises that don't make big sweeping changes? Brady and Belichick. The Yankees don't. The Dodgers don't. The Warriors don't. They finally moved off Clay. Finally. Past his prime. Finally. But it's still Steph and Draymond. It's still Steve Kerr. The GM left on his own, or they would have kept him. Same ownership. Kansas City Chiefs. They don't make big radical changes. I mean, it's amazing. The Jets, I mean, it's so obvious. The franchises that constantly make changes in the NFL, Carolina, Jets, Raiders, Browns, how they doing? It's just insane to me. You know what the Jets have become? They've become Kramer on Seinfeld. They break through the door every week with a new idea. And while he was very, very entertaining, Kramer was known as the crazy one. Change isn't the answer. In a league that's fluid, it could be tech, it could be politics, it could be sports. Repetition, underrated. Don't worry about winning Twitter or the press conference. Yankees, here they are again, looking right at another World Series opportunity. It's amazing. We want change. Okay, Kramer, whatever. New idea every day. So I'm reading a story here this morning. It's very excited. You know I love Chicago. Caleb Williams, has he finally broken the Bears' 75-year curse? So since the beginning of the AFL-NFL merger, 1967, they've drafted in the first round Trubisky and Rex Grossman and all these guys. None of them have really panned out. I mean, McMahon did sort of. But I was looking at the NFL standings this morning, the first-place teams. AFC East, best quarterback leads. Josh Allen. AFC North, best quarterback, Lamar Jackson leads. AFC South, best quarterback leads, C.J. Stroud. AFC West, best quarterback leads, Patrick Mahomes. NFC East, I'm sorry, Jaden Daniels throws the ball better than Dak, moves better than Dak, doesn't make the turnovers of Jalen Hurts. He's the best quarterback. Sam Darnold's playing like the best quarterback, although I think Goff or Jordan Love are, but Sam Darnold's playing like the best quarterback. He'd be the highest MVP vote getter in that division as of today as a quarterback. Kirk Cousins leads his division. And by the way, I think Matt Stafford's better than Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy's good. So pretty simple. It's 1/3 through the regular season. We already see who leads the division. The best quarterback in the division or a really good quarterback playing the best in the division. That's it. And I think 6 games in a career as a quarterback, you're going to see 2 things. Red flags, you see those immediately, red flags, or really excellent traits. Take Jaden Daniels. I mean, Jaden Daniels, super mobile, way above average, really accurate. The coaches loved Jaden Daniels at LSU. They could not stop complimenting him in camp. Remember that in camp? You never hear a coach and a coordinator gush over a rookie quarterback. They're always like, be patient. It takes time. They were like, this kid's amazing. He's amazing. Everybody loves him. I've seen enough. Jaden Daniels, I don't see any red flags. I see nothing but excellent traits. He's a franchise quarterback. Now, it may take a while. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Baker wasn't mature enough for the tire fire known as the Cleveland Browns. He's more mature now. And Sam Darnold needed a great offensive coach. Kevin O'Connell, the Jets couldn't provide that, his mechanical flaws. And I don't think either of those guys qualify as good as Caleb Williams. But my point is, 6 games is enough. I look at Bo Nix. He is Drew Brees. Accurate. He'll get in Sean Payton's face. He's mobile. Drew Brees was mobile early in his career, much more than later in his career. I look at Bo Nix. Does he have a big arm? No, Brees didn't throw it deep well, especially in the latter part of his career. Bo Nix doesn't have a big arm. He got a lower ceiling. He's smaller than like a Lamar Jackson. He's not as twitchy, but he's super mobile, much more mobile than you think, accurate, and he's a leader, not a follower. And he, by the way, Caleb's got more talent, and Jaden Daniels has more talent. That Denver roster, Vegas had him over-under as a 5-win team. So he's having to elevate in a division with Herbert and Mahomes, having to elevate a really average roster. And then there's Caleb Williams. He just keeps getting better every week. Big arm, moves exceedingly well. Very good with the media. I mean, I watched Caleb Williams. It was funny. Justin Fields in Chicago and in Pittsburgh, it's always 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Back-to-back games in Pittsburgh, Justin Fields' passer rating and completion percentage have dipped. It's not that way with Caleb Williams. Every week, passer rating goes up, completion percentage goes up. You see ascension, not 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So with Justin Fields, you can buy into it, but it's hype. Even now in Pittsburgh, he has a winning record. And Mike Tomlin's like, yeah, I think I'm going to try Russell Wilson. So 6 games in, I think you can say it. The Bears solved their 75-year drought. This is it. This is what it looks like. Really talented, getting better, appears to take to coaching, a feel for the pocket. Washington. I grew up, Washington had a different name, and they were dominant. Joe Gibbs, and before that, George Allen. Jaden Daniels is good. This is what a franchise quarterback looks like. I see Bo Nix. Yes, he doesn't run around like Jaden Daniels or Caleb, but he is athletic. He doesn't have the big arm of Caleb. He's not as good as Caleb. But it looks like a franchise quarterback to me, and it didn't take me long with Herbert or Burrow or C.J. Stroud either. 6 games is enough to have certain declarations. Matt Hasselbeck this week on why Caleb Williams in Chicago is having the early success.
He's throwing on time, in rhythm with the quick game. And that's very important because you're avoiding sacks. You're getting the ball out of your hands into the hands of the athletes. But then where he's exceptional is when plays take a little bit longer and you're throwing the ball downfield. His scramble ability is translating from the college game to the pro game. And that doesn't always happen with guys. So I think the combination of, obviously they're playing good around him, playing well, but the quick game is working, and then the exceptional explosive plays that you saw at SC, they're still there as well.
Good stuff. Matt Hasselbeck joining us in studio. Joel Klatt, 45 minutes from now. Dave Roberts, a couple of hours from now. Biggest game of the year for the Mets and the Dodgers. Can't wait for that. And it is interesting. I'll go back to my initial rant on Woody Johnson. It is fascinating when you watch poorly run businesses think the answer is sweeping change. That's not the answer for problems. Just think, are you a little bit having some anxiety here over the presidential election? If you want to alleviate some of that, get up at the same time, go to the bed at the same time, have a steady life. It's amazing. It just brings all the anxiety down. That's what the Jets need. It'd be nice if the Jets were only chaotic every 4 years, like our politics. J-Mac, I know what you're